So today is Tuesday, May 14th, and it is morning time. This is my path I choose to take every morning. I'm going to bring you back to this pole right here in a bit, because it is that time of the year, guys. And I want to just share the story with you all as parents to young adults that will be going out to prom and graduation parties and all that good stuff that is around the corner right now, right? School's ending, this and that. So yeah, let me obviously get the day started and all that. We're running late. My princess didn't want to go to sleep and she didn't want to wake up, so it's 8:30 in the morning. But yeah, I will cover that story with you guys a little later today. Alright guys, it is now 1:30 and I am barely making my way out back to the site that I had showed you earlier. I had to, do this and that at home. But anyways, again, today is Tuesday, May 14th. Y pues, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to share this story because the season of parties among the young kids is literally among us right now. Before we get into the story, before I give you details, and before I show you the video, I would like to clarify that I do not know any of the parties that were involved in this accident, in this situation. Everything was obviously public record. So I just want to be clear on that end, guys, that I am not affiliated with any of these parties that have to do with this story. So before we get into the story, I would like to give a trigger warning that the images are very graphic and not intended for young kids. So please be apprised. This is your warning. Okay, so the site is right there where that truck is at. Let me park out of the way. Obviously, there's nowhere to stop right here. So I'm going to park out of the way and walk back to this area so I can show you the actual spot where all this happened. Alright guys, so I am taking you back. We're going back to the early morning of Sunday, April 7th, 2013. Yes, it has been 11 years since the accident happened. Y déjenles cuento lo ocurrido, raza. There was a group of 5, ranging from 19 to 23 years of age. They had went to a party. None of the news stories say what kind of party this was. It just says it was a party. So I am assuming it was possibly a house party. They had left this said party. Things weren't the best at this party. So, se van. They're leaving. Okay, the driver is a 20-year-old woman by the name of Eileen Martinez. She owns the car that was in this horrific accident, which is an older model Toyota Camry. Okay, so she is behind the wheel. Y los cinco, I'm supposing, had a few drinks here and there. I said I'm supposing. I am not sure. The only one they know as a fact was drinking was Raylene, the driver of this car. So again, the reports, because there's a lot of newspaper reports about this incident, says that this group of 5 had just left this party. So they are here in the city of Pomona, trying to get away, make their way out, possibly going home. Most of them were from Ontario and Upland. So I'm assuming they're passing by, whatever, they're trying to make their way out of Pomona. Like I just mentioned that the party wasn't all that. There was a situation where Raylene got into a big argument, a fight with another party goer. It doesn't say if it was male or female. It just says she had got into a huge fight and this group decided to leave. If you're not welcomed, you go. Okay, So yeah, like I said, they're leaving, blah blah blah, they are gone. So in this car, you got this group of 5. You got an 18-year-old guy by the name of Frank Camacho. He is from Ontario. You got 19-year-old Ernie Vega. He is from Upland. You got Serena Vargas, which is also 19 years old and is also from Upland. You have 23-year-old Gabriel Venegas, which is out of Ontario. And again, the driver, Raylene Martinez, out of Ontario as well. Okay, so they are traveling on San Antonio Avenue here in Pomona, which crosses with San Bernardino Road. It is a little bit past 1:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, so Saturday late night, Sunday morning, and Raylene starts arguing with her passenger. It doesn't say which of the male guys that she had as a passenger was in the front, but she started arguing with this guy. They're yelling back and forth. She's really angry because she feels like this guy either instigated the fight that she had at the party with the other person, or he had a lot to do with it. So she's arguing with him. They're yelling back and forth. Things get out of hand. She actually takes her hand off of the steering wheel to start beating this guy up. She starts hitting him. Well, everything got really, really ugly right here, guys. Really ugly. She lets go of the steering wheel, obviously, so she can hit him. As she's doing so, she loses control of this car, this little car. She hits the curb. She hits 2 parked cars. And then finally, her car flips completely over. Yes, it was a horrific chain of events that happened within seconds. The actual documented time of the accident was 1:38 a.m. As all this is going on, Serena Vargas was in the back seat. She was ejected from this car and died on impact. It doesn't state whether she was wearing a seatbelt. The older Toyota Camrys, if you guys remember, were kind of small. So if maybe the back was too cramped, considering there was 3 people back there, maybe she couldn't get a seatbelt on. I don't know what the deal was, but she was ejected from this car when it flipped over, y ahí quedó. All 3 male passengers suffered a lot of injury too, but they weren't life-threatening. So did Raylene, the driver. They were all taken to the hospital to evaluate their injuries, this and that. And that is where they arrested Raylene Martinez for driving under the influence, which is a DUI. So her DUI charges were actually DUI causing death and or manslaughter. Raylene was over the 8% alcohol limit, which, as you guys know, that's considered drunk. So yeah, you know, that was very unfortunate all the way around. So KTLA Channel 5, the news, had a report online that I came upon stating that the woman deceased, being Serena Vargas, was pregnant. I've looked at several different articles and I couldn't find any evidence of it anywhere. I myself have been here, you know, to drop off flowers and stuff, and I've never seen anything suggesting that she was pregnant, like ultrasound pictures or like messages or anything. So I'm not sure where Channel 5 got that news from, that information, but if it's there, I don't know. But it just adds that much sadness if it is true that she was also expecting at the time of her death. Okay, so fast forwarding this case to August 25th, 2014, Raylene went on trial. She had her case at court, and she actually pleaded no contest to the charges against her. They did sentence her to 6 years in a state prison under the negotiations of a plea agreement. So yeah, up to current date 2024, I'm sure she's probably out of prison, did her time, went through the justice system. And, on top of the sentence she had, she was ordered to pay restitution fees to Serena's family and also to the Victims' Compensation Board. Like I mentioned, I didn't find any further stories with Raylene Martinez in it, but considering we are in the year 2024, she must be out of prison for a while now. I hope all her dues are paid and she's in good standing with the legal system, because all of this was horrible and very, very, not only uncalled for, but unfortunate. Here are a group of friends going to a party celebrating, and at the end of the night, their friend ends up dead. Four of these people seen, they were witness to their friend flying out of a vehicle and passing away. I know as a fact here in the community, it was a wow, like an eye-opener, because that specific memorial was super full of flowers and balloons, and everybody would stop by to give their respects, So very respectfully on my end, I just felt the need to share the story of Serena Vargas and Raylene Martinez, because both of them were very unfortunate. I know Raylene's intentions were not to, hey, let's go out tonight and, this is what's going to happen to my friend. Things happen in the blink of an eye, and that is why I wanted to share this story with you guys. The majority of you have children, young adults that are either graduating high school, college, even middle school, and like I mentioned, all the party season is among us right now. I know, guys, you would rather get a phone call from your kid to please come pick you up after you've been asleep for a while than for you guys to get that phone call or get that knock on the door saying you have a child no more. Please, guys, talk to all your kids. Let them know, hey, if you don't feel comfortable taking that ride, you call me. Either get up and drive, go get them, call them an Uber. Something can be done, guys. Something can definitely be done. Like I said, here in our community, Serena will never be forgotten. I will walk us over there so you guys can see her memorial and see this as maybe an eye-opener for the moment, the season right now. Like I said, everybody is down to party right now. And it could be very, very dreadful and can end up in a situation we do not want to be in. Alright, guys, here it is. I parked around the block. Like I said, there is no stopping here on San Antonio. So hopefully there's not a lot of cars to where you guys are annoyed by all the noise, because it can be noisy on main streets like this. This is Calvary Church. This is where she was thrown against, right here. And yeah, this is exactly where it happened, along this pole. And here it is, guys. Here it is. San Bernardino, and this is San Antonio, guys. And yeah, just awareness. DUIs happen and they don't end up well, guys. Alright, you guys got it from me here in the city of Pomona. La Comadre B.